Wishbone.
Wishbone.
It's the Wishbone Podcast with Dave and JD.
That is one big pile of shit.
Pants got tighter. So when you happen to deal with shit, listen to some shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
But every single thing would suggest that Hulk Hogan is just a giant piece of shit.
And I was thinking about, we should kick off the podcast. It's Vinny Mac.
Oh, Vinny Mac. Oh, you're going to have nothing but big black cocks in you. And then they're going to fill each hole. And then you're just going to be laying there and just oozing out of every orifice.
I swear to God, we could just do like a 40-minute episode of just reading those goddamn tweets.
Laurinaitis, lick it up.
Hey, Johnny boy, where's Brock Lesnar?
You're going to take that asshole to Suplex City. And I'm going to sit in the corner and watch. I just had some shawarma. Your hair's going to be getting it.
And with that, welcome back to another episode of the Wishbone Podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm JD.
And it's a Wishbone Pod. We're excited. Vinny Mac's excited to have you here for another episode.
Oh, I'm all bricked up.
I swear to God, man, we should have left the thing recording last week after we were done, because that was just so fantastic. Because I think that was the first you were hearing of it, right? Is when I told you, like, hey, did you see Twitter today?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones, and then I watched one of my favorite podcasts on YouTube, and they were actually reading out the tweets, and oh my God, Vinny Mac is like, I don't understand how you get that horny.
Dude, I was just thinking about that today. Like, I've probably sent some like text messages to, significant others or something, but nothing.
No,
dude.
It's like saying you want to watch somebody get just thralled by penis.
All three holes at the same time.
Yep, same time, and I'm going to shit on your head when you're done. It's like, what the fuck, Vinny?
Dude, the best thing right now is
it's like I've nerbed up plenty of times, but I mean, I've never been just like super horned up where I'm like, you know what? When I'm done laying this chick, first thing I'm going to do is take a huge fat shit on her hair.
Is that okay? If we had to like rank the three most disturbing things of that, like top three things you've never been horny enough to think about, number one has to be dropping a deuce on a chick's head.
I mean,
after doing it.
Well, that's the thing. You're done. I mean, like the post-nut clarity didn't hit you where you're like, ooh, during the time I thought about dumping on her.
I want to be in Vinny Mac's head when post-nut clarity hits, if that's what he's doing.
I'm now, from last podcast, I'm changing my answer. I don't want to spy on Alex Jones. I want to spy on Vinny Mac.
Dude, yes.
Like, just to be a fly on that wall, semen-covered wall.
That place has to be a mess, dude. Can you imagine the cleaning people?
Oh, it's probably just like from like the movie Seven with all those like air fresheners hanging up in the room. That's an old reference for some of you young kids that might listen to this. But
it's horribly disturbing. It paints a very vivid picture.
Oh, it's vivid.
So we got a great show. I mean, there's no better way to kick things off. We got a great show. For those of you who've been following along, I'm going to do the plug here. Check us out, linktree.com/wishbonemedia. Subscribe to our link tree. You will get all of the updates. Anytime anything goes new on any of our stuff, you'll get the updates there. So we've got topics of the week to get to. We got a great Crushmore, maybe some time for some other things. There was something happening to me on social media, JD, that if we've got time, I want to pick your brain about it. But before we do that, I wish I had like the breaking news sounder, like bum, 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 bum.
It's not really super breaking, but it's a small update.
It is a small. For those of you who've been listening, kudos to you, JD, by the way. You broke that Chiefs story of the 3 fans freezing to death at that dude's house. You broke that at least a week before I saw anything on Facebook, anything about it. So if you're paying attention, you should be listening to our show here. But JD, you've got a little bit of an update?
A little bit of an update. Well, the guy who was renting the house or whatever, the guy who was pretty much the culprit in all of this, even though the cops say that he there's no legal things against him yet. Not only was he arrested in his underwear holding a wine glass after he slept for 2 days,
Classic.
he actually checked himself into rehab. So rehab for what exactly? I guess I don't know. But now there's people close to the situation that are assuming, I mean, there's nothing, in stone yet with it, that the people who died, because especially because like how they passed away, how their bodies were, possible that they had like a mixture of like cocaine, fentanyl, and THC in their systems when they died.
Ooh.
So pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much the current update now. We're all just waiting for the toxicology report to come back. And if I recall, I think Ashley told me that 2 out of the 3 uh, people who unfortunately passed away, I think they've been already cremated. So,
Good grief.
yeah, so I believe that's something, but otherwise with that, yeah, I mean, it's a really weird story and a weird thing happening. But yeah, the guy checked himself into rehab and still the cops are claiming no foul play against the guy. But I guess when the toxicology report comes out, whenever that is, we'll let you know if it comes up before the next podcast. We'll keep you guys posted on it. It's been a really weird ride going through this for a few weeks now.
Yeah, anytime you see something like, oh, Kansas City story,
Yep.
it just seems to get more and more bizarre, and there's still no answers at
No,
all.
there's no answers at all to it, and I don't know what's happening with it.
Well, I look forward. Like I said last week, I hope this thing drags out for the rest of the year so we can do a brief update. This will define our show. This is going to get us like the 1 million subscribers
Yeah,
that we need.
it's gonna be all figured out by next week.
I'm sure it will be. In fact, I read today the toxicology reports have come back, but they have not released any of the information to the public. So I'm sure that's going to be out soon.
Yeah, someone's gonna leak that.
Yeah. Listen, we'll keep you updated. Like you said, if there's another update next time before the next podcast, check it out. Monday morning, every Monday morning, 6 a.m., the Wishbone podcast drops. Get you through your shitty Monday.
Oh God, do not say dropping shit. Vinny Mac.
Oh,
Vinny Mac.
Mac's bricked up. All right.
Do you want me to do my news first, my story, or do you want to do yours?
No, let's I'm excited for this. But spoiler alert, by the way. Our story of the week does not have to do with Vinny Mac and all of that breaking, because holy shit, there's every day it gets worse.
On our Facebook page, we already posted the link to it. You guys
Yes.
can read all about it. It'll give you a chuckle and also be like, what the hell happened to this dude?
Yeah. So I believe JD, let's have you go first because you've got like a local story. So I'm curious because I know nothing about this. Okay.
All right. So on January 25th, this is if you happen to hear any scratching in the background, that's my cat going nuts. You are still going nuts, ain't you? This is great for the podcast, buddy. Appreciate it. So Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin man arrested after backing into a squad car and fleeing a traffic stop.
Oh,
This winner himself, 39-year-old Tobias Bash of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, was arrested the morning of January 25th on suspicion of OWI after backing into a marked patrol squad car and fleeing a traffic stop at the Lake Hallie Quick Trip.
God almighty.
So what happened is that according to the police report and everything, well, he's going to be charged. Well, they're trying to charge him with hit and run of an attended or occupied vehicle, knowingly fleeing an officer, operating motor vehicle while intoxicated. 6th offense, by the way.
That's not surprising, right? Because anytime you see something like this, there's a bunch of them on there.
Failure to install the IID, which is that alcohol thing, and operating while criminally revoked. So here's the thing. This happened in the morning at about 11:35 a.m. Okay.
Good Lord. Did it say what
buddy.
day of the week this was? I don't know what the 25th was.
That I don't have a calendar in front of me. I can't look it up.
You keep going. You keep going. I'll find the date here.
So about 11:35 a.m., officer learned that the registered owner of the SUV had revoked driver's privileges. The officer conducted a traffic stop and all that. And while he was speaking to Bash, what a ironic name to have when you back up and bash into a patrol car, and I mean, officer pursued him and able to stop the vehicle, took him into custody, all that stuff. So the officers noticed the smell of intoxicants coming from Bash's breath. He was unsteady on his feet and his speech was slow and lethargic. It was revealed that Bash had an alcohol restriction of no greater than 0.02,
Oh,
which that's for the ignition thing, which he didn't put,
yeah.
in there. And then Bash voluntarily submitted a field sobriety test and submitted to a preliminary breath test, which yielded a result of 0.23.
Oh,
So homeboy was taken to Chippewa County Jail for processing. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera here. Look at this specimen if it comes through. Look at that
okay.
dude.
Okay, for those of you who are just listening to this, I implore you go to our YouTube page and you go to whatever minute this is of the
You're gonna
podcast.
take a look, because if this pops up, look at that chest hair. That is your
That
that
guy's
is
a
a
fucking
dude.
unit, dude.
That guy just has the look of I don't give a shit.
I
I
mean, it's a
know.
Thursday. It's a Thursday morning at 11 o'clock.
Oh man.
Jesus.
I've had some rough ones, but good Lord, dude.
Ah,
And
and
the
plus,
thing is, it's his sixth one.
yeah.
I mean, at some point, you just got to start cutting people's hands off, right? So they can't fucking drive anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I know people would be like, "Oh, that's inhumane." No, him driving drunk again, getting caught for his sixth time, no matter how many times he's fucking done it without getting caught.
You're gonna say you're gonna wait till he kills somebody and then you're
Yeah.
well, okay, fine. Now we've
Yeah.
crossed a line here.
He's in a freaking speed bump a poor kid trying to cross the street or some shit, and all of a sudden now people are going to be like, "Well, now we got to stop him."
God, Tobias.
Yeah, I mean
What are you doing?
that's a good name there, Tobias. Way to bash into that cop car.
Kind of want to know, like, where was this guy drinking? Like, was he drinking it? Because the Lake Hallie Walmart, or I'm sorry, Quick Trip, which is by the Walmart over there, that's like an odd place to get pulled over. Like, maybe he was stopping there to get more booze or something, or maybe like it's weird where
There
he's
had to
had
have been something where well, I mean, if because the border of Lake Hallie and Chippewa Falls isn't really that, it is kind of close to Hallie. So if
yeah,
he lived on the border of Chippewa and the Hallie, he was probably sitting there like, and if he's like a big alcoholic boozer, he probably woke up in the morning, slammed some shit, and was like, "Oh, I'm running out. I may as well get behind the wheel of the vehicle that I'm not supposed to drive, that I didn't put this device in to keep me from driving." And yeah, so I mean, he was at the Quick Trip, and any people who don't know where Lake Hallie and stuff is, who listen to this from out of state, out of whatever, the Quick Trip, the gas station there, and the Walmart are just across the street from each other.
yeah,
So he didn't go far.
no.
So Mr. Tobias, he's gonna be behind bars for a little while.
Look, you and I like to crush burrs. There is no doubt about that. I am glad I am not that guy. Like, I can't imagine. And this is not me, by the way, because we've got friends who are recovering alcoholics and we wish them the best, all the blessings, all that stuff. But I just can't imagine like how miserable it would be if like that's the point you got to, right? Like that it's Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. You're on your fifth DUI, gonna get your sixth, and
Yeah.
you're just ripped, torn, drunken back into a police cruiser.
I mean, it's one of those things, because I mean, I know people that have DUIs and stuff like that, but it's like some people, I know you do, but
You
it's
were
one of those,
there.
but it's one of those deals where how is your mindset that way where you can just keep doing it? That's the thing. You'd figure, what, I gambled too much and my luck ran out and I got caught with my one. I'm never doing this shit again. That's what a lot of people would be doing. But for some reason, this guy's like, I don't care. I'm just going to constantly do it. And 39, dude, that's my age. And he has 6 DUIs.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, like, does this dude have like no friends or family in his life that are like, hey, you're making bad choices? Or maybe they're just, I'm gonna tell you, dude, like,
I'm assuming they all disowned him. That would be my
I would
thing. Like,
imagine.
if he was like one of my family members and stuff and they're like that, I wouldn't even try to get him help. I'd be like, after the first one, get some help, and if all of a sudden the second one hit or something like that, you know what, if you're gonna keep doing it, there's no helping you. I'm not gonna
Wash
waste
my
my
hands.
time. Yep, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna because I'm not gonna be around if when you happen to fucking kill somebody or yourself, which might sound heartless, but the best thing to happen would be somebody to have a single rollover accident,
Yeah.
and not kill somebody else, and all of a sudden they just end it. And that's, like I said, people are gonna think
We're
it's
getting
heartless.
morbid.
Yeah, people are gonna think that's heartless and
Yeah.
morbid, but it's like if you're gonna be an asshole like that and you have no care for anybody else's life when you're on the road, if yours happens to go that side, I'm not gonna feel bad for you.
I have no remorse for that.
Nope.
It's funny. Uh, we had a friend. I mean, he's probably still a friend. We haven't talked to him in years, but he used to, and I'm sure he'll never hear this. And I won't name names or anything, but he used to come to Wagner's all the time and play volleyball and stuff. And he had one of those interlock devices on his car because he'd gotten a Dewey and maybe a couple of Deweys. His mom would blow in that damn thing for him so that he could start his car. Like,
Nice.
what are we doing here? Like, you've
What would
got to
ha
be kidding me.
what would happen if you were trying to fart in that thing? Like if you had enough air come out, like what would pop out? Like, do we have like anybody that's a cop, like a friend who's
Look,
a cop anybody that works in the field like that? What if methane gas from your asshole went in that thing? Like what would it register as?
like, like that's such a good question though, because like, would it be
Right?
different if you had been drinking and
Yeah.
you farted into it, or would it
Yeah.
be this? Like, I'm curious. We've got some friends who I don't think that are law enforcement, but that date law enforcement people. I'm posting this question, dude, on the site because we gotta know.
It might just blow up your car.
It
They just find a crispy body with like the hose up their ass.
just what a way to go, buddy.
Listen,
Vinny Mac. Oh,
yep,
that's hot.
if you're gonna go, man, you might as well go that way.
Put this interlock device right up your ass.
Or this
Oh.
went from Tobias not having that thing installed to this going up his ass somehow. But
Well,
oh well.
you know why this is a good transition, by the way, because we're on a little bit of a sexual topic. So I'm gonna Tobias, God bless you wherever you're at, brother. Hope you get the help you need. Um, I don't know if you heard about this one, JD, but there was a Republican state senator down in the fine state of Kentucky, all
Oh,
right,
Kentucky.
that sponsored a bill that essentially would have made it legal to have sex with your first cousin.
Oh, that is a horny dude.
Well, listen, first of all, my first question was, okay, how hot is his cousin? Okay. My second question is, when are we moving to Kentucky? But no, seriously. So, okay, I'll give a little bit of background here. There was more to this bill than just that part of it. Something about like creating harsher penalties for, people who engage in that type of activity. But somehow, and he claims this was like a mistake, an error, that striking first cousin from the list of what would be incestuous and illegal to have relations with. He claims that was a mistake. So we got called out. He made a revised version of the bill that put first cousin back into it to make it illegal to have sexual relations with. Um, this guy, I wish I had a picture. I might have a picture of him here because he looks like a guy who would sponsor a bill that made it legal to have sex with your first
Does he
cousin.
look slimy? Does he look like that
Oh,
kind of a
dude.
guy?
Okay, so I'm going to give you some details here. So I don't watch Survivor or any reality shows like that, but apparently this guy, his state representative, Nick Wilson, he won Survivor. That was like his first initial claim to fame, is that he won a season of Survivor, like 2018 or something.
Hmm.
And he parlayed that fame into running for state senator, state Congress, whatever in Kentucky. He ran unopposed, by the way. So he turned that into this gig, and now he's sponsored this bill. So I don't know how it happens. Again, he claims it's a huge mistake. Come
No,
on, buddy.
there's
No.
something. I mean, what happened? Like, do you not read your work?
Right. I mean, they've got to have a ton of like
Like, there has to
interns and
be,
stuff
yeah,
that
there has to be somebody reading that going, sir, you might want to reward this.
did you mean to strike out first cousin from this, sir, and make that legal?
Because
Just
I
just
just
curious
don't
about this.
understand how, I don't know, maybe, like you said, maybe he has like a super hot cousin and he's like, well, I got power now.
That was my first thought, was like, okay, I'm going to show this. Okay. Check this guy out. I mean, he looks like
Oh,
a sleaze
dude.
bucket, right?
Oh man.
That guy definitely is
Woof.
hitting on his cousin at the fucking family
I'm
reunion.
not. I'm not. Oh, dude. And here's the thing. He definitely looks like he. He looks like the cousin that he wants is very young.
Oh, dude. Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah. There,
100%.
there's a Chris Hansen going around the corner situation with that dude.
Everything about him is just like giant sleazeball.
Oh, it that made my skin crawl seeing that dude.
So we picked some winners this week. We really picked some good winners
Oh
for
man.
dudes to talk about
Oof.
this week.
Just smashing first cousin. Like,
Look, man.
it's like, dude, you won a reality show. You could probably slay ass from not relatives.
Yeah, right. And you know what the most surprising thing to me about this was? That it was illegal in a state like in Kentucky to bang your first cousin. I just assumed that shit was happening all over the place. And they were
Well,
okay with it.
they can say it's illegal. I'm pretty certain it's a slap on the wrist, and they're like, you just don't do it again.
By the way, if we have any listeners by any chance in Kentucky, please don't come after us. Or maybe, if you've got a good retort for
Yeah.
it, just let us know.
Yeah, just let me know if your cousin's good in the sack.
You know who would probably slay their first cousin in the sack if they were attractive?
Vinny Mac.
Vinny Mac. Oh, it'd be so hot.
Oh,
Send a nude to Brock Lesnar.
oh man. Thanksgiving is weird. Oh, just fucking just crushing ass on the coats on the bed.
There's so many like awkward over the pants HJs under
Yep.
the table.
Yep. Oh man. Hey,
Oh.
can you pass the green bean casserole?
Oh God, that is like the whitest person thing, right? Great. Like I had a manager at work who always used to be like, "Hey Dave, Thanksgiving's around the corner. Better not bring any of that green bean casserole to work because that's just disgusting." Like, Charisse, I've never had green bean casserole. Not gonna.
I've had it. It's not bad, but you're right. It is like the whitest side dish you can ever bring.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of food,
Oh
this is
my
working out
God.
to a beautiful transition here.
This is good segues.
We're going to get to everybody's favorite segment here. It is time for Crushmore, the segment where we share with you our top 4 whatevers in whatever category. And this week we got a banger. I'm assuming this food seems like an Ash idea. Like food seems like it may have been an Ashley idea. And I know she's
this was actually one of the ones that you sent me in a group.
Oh Lord.
You sent me like 3 or 4 in one text.
Oh, I may have been drunk, but this is a good one. And we've got 4 from Ash as well, so that's always fun. So this is top 4 either favorite places to eat or top 4 like best places you have eaten at.
Yeah,
and we can have shared ones.
And the main criteria is you had to have eaten inside of the establishment. So you might have to redact yours a little bit.
You know what? I had 2 that were special mention that I could. Okay. Listen, we'll figure it out when I get to my list. We'll figure it out. So how do you want to do this? You want to share Ashley's first?
Yeah, let's do Ash's first.
Okay.
She has 3 honorable mentions.
Oh, geez.
And one is Popeyes.
Okay.
And then 2 were when we went to Florida.
Oh.
There's a place called I Heart Mac and Cheese. It's just like a mac and cheese place, but you build it kind of like if you're at like a Chipotle, Subway and stuff. They give you the noodles, you pick the sauce and everything that goes on. Oh,
that sounds amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. And the Boondocks was a place there that was just phenomenal.
Okay.
That's where I had that big ass grouper sandwich.
The grouper sandwich, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a cool place because there's a mini golf course in the back. I didn't have a chance to play because we were on our way to Key West, but it was just an awesome, awesome atmosphere. But here's her top 4. It's Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
Cancun.
Yep.
Bonacasa.
Oh, I didn't
A&W.
think of that. I did not even think of Bonacasa.
We're gonna have a lot of the same.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like mine are gonna be okay. I'll give mine here. I'll give mine.
Yeah.
God, she picked some good ones. So I've got Popeyes on mine. I know that was one of her honorable mentions. I put Popeyes. That's like my fast food chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Those nuggets, those spicy nuggets, they're like nugget / tender things. Oh, they're so good. Well, let me give some honorable mentions here. Heartbreakers and Northern Tap House
Yeah.
made my honorable mention, and the reason why is because for my money in our area, those are the top two places to get wings.
Oh
The
yeah.
best wings in Eau Claire / Chippewa Falls.
Yeah.
I may have to move one of those into the list because I had Charlie's from the mall. And technically, you're not really eating inside of a place when you're at the mall. You're eating in a food court.
But I mean, you're still, I guess, inside
Okay.
the building, and you're at like you're at a table where you're supposed to take your food to.
Yeah.
So I would count that. I would
Okay. All
count
right.
that.
I will tell you, like Charlie's has overtaken Kobe's for me as favorite mall food. Like their
Ooh.
sandwiches are so good. So
Yeah.
good. Let's see. If I'm going to stick on the sandwiches, J Ray's. Used to be J Ray's Deli. Now I think it's just J Ray's.
Yep.
Such good sandwiches there. And then my number one is Texas Roadhouse. Ashley absolutely hit the spot on that.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Listen, you know me as a guy, steak might be my favorite food. A well-cooked steak. I've been to fancy restaurants. I have paid $60, $70 for a steak.
Mhm.
Nothing tops Texas Roadhouse for me.
Yep.
Like it's just so good. Now I'm sad that I didn't put a cast on mine though.
Well,
that's so good.
see, the
And mine
thing
is like
like,
really lame because I don't like I've been to Florida, I've been to a bunch of places. Don't know. I didn't have any.
I got a couple honorable mentions on mine.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I gotta say, because my job has let us pig out there twice, and it's a super expensive place. But Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, I mean,
It is very
phenomenal
good.
food.
Yeah.
Very good, but very expensive.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna throw on there an old place in the small tiny town of Baronet when it was a thing. Spanky Supper Club used to
Ooh.
be so good,
Yep.
but I don't know what it is now. I mean, I haven't even been through Baronet in God knows
Yeah.
how long. But I'm gonna go with Boondocks is definitely one of mine. I just loved it there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm just rolling through all these in my head, and I'm gonna do the food court thing with you, but I love that China Max place.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
I will crush that. I do. I love it. I'm not a big steak guy, but I gotta put Roadhouse on mine too.
Well, yeah, because I think part of it too is how much Ash loves that. And so if she's gonna pick a place for you guys to go on like a fancy
Yep.
date night, you guys are going to Roadhouse. And
Yep.
it's you
Yep.
know.
And even though she doesn't like it anymore because she always went there all the time, but I still love it, but I haven't went for a while because she hates it. But I love Milwaukee Burger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love me some big Milwaukee Burger.
Why does she dislike it so much? Just because she just like used to go there so much?
We went there so much and she just
Yeah.
got sick of it. It seemed like every time anybody like there's ask, hey, where do you want to go to have dinner or lunch? It would always pop up for like 3 months straight. But she got sick of it. And a place that doesn't exist anymore, but now it's that J Ray's or whatever, when it was called Samboni's and you could get the hot dogs there.
Oh, yeah. They had a Chicago dog.
Yep, they had a Chicago
Yes.
dog that would just knock your socks off. It was so good.
Ah,
And Chicago dog is one of those rare things that it's easier just to buy one instead of
Yeah.
making it.
it's such a pain in the ass. Oh, here's the sport peppers and here's the relish and the tomato slice. Like,
Yeah, and you gotta get the right shit. You
yeah.
gotta get that bright green sweet relish, or else it's not gonna be good.
And by the time you get done putting everything, your bun is a mess. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how careful you are,
Yep.
it's just a disgusting mess.
It's a mess. Everything's exploding. All that little poppy seed stuff or whatever on the bun
Yep.
is just falling off, and it's like it's delicious. But after you put one together and you start eating it, it's like, man, I took way too long making
Like
this thing.
this is probably not worth the explosive diarrhea that I'm going to get from eating this.
Oh, it's worth it.
It's just, you know what? I'm having to clean myself up because I'm just going to dirty it all up in 10 minutes anyway. So as I was thinking of my list earlier today, I really started to think about how uncultured I was because I didn't have one place that's like Popeyes is the furthest place away. It's in Hudson, for crying out loud. But I just can't really think of, like, I know, yeah, listen, we've been down to Florida a couple times. We've eaten at the same place a couple of times. I may have a bad taste in my mouth from that place because I was just angry the entire time, but that's a different story for a different day.
There was a Italian place down there that I can't remember the name of in Naples that, oh, was that good too. I just can't remember the name of it. It was just you ate outside, and here's me with like my fat ass just scarfing. I think I got lasagna. I don't remember what I got. I think it was lasagna because I'm like Garfield the cat with that shit.
Okay, this begs the question.
Hmm.
So you're sitting outside. It's hot because it's Florida. You're in the sun. To
It was at night.
me, okay, it was okay. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna say this first of all. I'm not a big outside eater guy anyway. Like even if it's nice out, and people in my group are like, "Hey, let's sit out on the patio." I'm like, I'd rather sit inside where it's air conditioned if it's if it's hot outside.
I guess it
Um,
depends on.
but like to me, pasta would be one of those things that would be incredibly unpleasant to eat outside in the sun, like in the heat.
Oh yeah, no, you're not going to be doing that. It was at night,
Yeah.
and it was
But
and
I'm
there was.
assuming people at bus like during the day, they're probably out there like
Oh
just
yeah,
look at this fat plate of lasagna at one
yep.
in the afternoon.
I would totally be wearing like a white tank top too, and just messing that thing up.
Just one side is all lasagna stain, one side is greasy pit stain. Yeah,
Yep,
whatever.
I'm just having a moment. Like I'm drunk off pasta.
Well, I mean, listen, with how much you scarf down on Thanksgiving, I mean, is how much pasta does it take for JD to get drunk off pasta?
I capped it now at 6 pounds.
Jesus Lord. Okay, okay. This is going to beg another question. Now we're going to stick on the food theme here. I don't like. I don't know if you were telling me this or who was telling me this, but there was I don't know. Someone was with their dad or something, and he made like a giant lasagna, or maybe his wife made a giant lasagna, and he ate the whole thing, like an absurd amount of lasagna. And
Define absurd.
I don't know. They didn't say like how many pounds. I mean, it couldn't have been 6 pounds. You're the only person I know. I mean, 6 pounds of lasagna is so
Leave me
much.
alone.
All
Leave me
right,
alone.
fine.
I didn't feel good for 3 days.
All right, fine. So this guy scarfs down a ton of lasagna and starts having what he thinks is a heart attack. And so they bring him into the emergency room. They run a bunch of tests, and the doctors come back and they're like, yeah, hey, we've got really bad news. Like, your dad's going to die. Like, he does not have a lot of time left to live. Like, these tests are horrible. Like, his heart's awful, yada, yada, yada. So they keep him overnight in the hospital. And the next day, they come back out and they're like, yeah, actually, you know what? He's fine. He ate so much lasagna and there was so much sodium in it that it made the test that they were taking read so far off the charts that they thought he had like stage 10 heart disease. And it was like, oh no,
Ooh.
his levels were just super elevated because he ate all of that fucking lasagna. And so he turns out he was fine.
That's
Like,
my
and so
that's my spirit animal right there. That
I'm
dude.
just like, next Thanksgiving, I kind of want to just bring you to the emergency room after you eat all of that
Yep.
lasagna and have you take those tests.
Test me. So staying on the Italian food topic. So
Okay.
tonight, Ashley, with some of her work colleagues and stuff, went to Olive Garden, and she brought me home some shrimp scampi. First time having it there. Delicious.
Oh, so good.
But so they were all said and done, and they were getting to-go boxes and all that. And the waiter, they actually put them in the to-go boxes for you there. You don't do it yourself and stuff. And all of a sudden, like on top of the containers or something, homeboy puts this little tablet thing down on there and stuff like that. And Ashley instantly, like out loud, goes to her friend and goes, "Why'd they just bring us butter?" It was a mint. So for some reason, Ashley thought that she was gifted after dinner butter.
Like those little Andes mints,
It
like
was
the
like a
little
little
chocolate ones.
like a little square of something that looked like it would have been, I guess it must have been a shiny wrapper that looked like butter, a
Has she
little
never
butter
been?
thing.
Has she never been to a restaurant where they've given her like after dinner
I
mints?
I don't know. She thought she was
That
getting
seems
after dinner butter.
like, hey, don't be
She-
judgy.
I hear her laughing in the background.
I'd eaten that butter. Fuck that shit.
Oh, I'd have been like, after
That's
dinner
my
butter?
butter.
Help me get it down quicker? Let's go.
Oh my God, that is too funny.
What is your story about social media or whatever?
Okay, let's get in this because we got some time here. So I'm I'm gonna set the stage here because we talked about this before darts yesterday. I had not taken a dump at all yesterday. I don't know if it's because I drank so much beer on Wednesday that I was just like bound up. Whatever, we drank a bunch of beer last night again at Dart League. That pizza hit the spot, by the way. I am so glad I ordered that fucking pizza to go because I got home and I punished that pizza,
Oh
dude.
no.
I punished. Um, so this morning, you know what? It's time. It's time to go. So I'm sitting on the can, going through Facebook as one does, right?
Hmm.
And I'm going through my Facebook memories, and it was like 2018, I think, obviously early in the year because it's February. And I see a post like Zach and I had done a dart tournament, an RDT or something at Heartbreakers. And it's like, oh, I tagged like 5 people in this thing. So, oh yeah, click who's see. Okay. So I click and I see a person um, that I is no longer friends with me on Facebook. And then, okay, that's weird. Like, okay. And then like, oh yeah, you know what? I think I noticed like a few years ago, this person who happened to used to date one of our friends had unfriended me from Facebook because I know I didn't do it unless, I did,
Yeah.
whatever. And maybe I just kind of figured at the time she probably did it because, oh, breakups are tough. I'm trying to separate myself from all this stuff. I get it. So now flash forward to today and I see this name on there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see what this person's been up to. I'm going to do a little stalking on Facebook. Okay. So I click on it and I see that she is still friends, mutual friends with Pete, with Lawrence, with Heather, with all
Mm.
of these people that are still very good friends with her ex-boyfriend that we're still very good friends with. And so now I'm realizing, oh no, 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 no. You didn't unfriend me because I'm too close to the ex-boyfriend. Because you're still friends with all of these other people that are very close with him. So now I start thinking, am, am I just a piece of shit? Am I the piece of shit in the friend group that everybody's like, you know what? I never really liked Dave. I love Heather, Lawrence, and Pete. Dave's a piece of shit. And now that you and I are not dating, I'm not going to be friends with him anymore. And look, I know you're a piece of shit, but am I also a piece of shit?
Oh, I'm a huge piece of shit.
Am I that guy? Like, no, I mean, this person's been to my house for Packer games, beer Olympics. She's babysat my child. Like, I thought we were friends and she unfriended me, but stayed friends with these other. Am I just being ridiculous?
Well, it's really weird.
And
You
listen,
figure if one goes, I'll go.
yeah. And listen, dude, it's not like I'm posting controversial shit on Facebook. So there's nothing I would have posted that would upset somebody. I don't think, you
I
know,
uh I just do like mass deletions of people. I got like 52 friends on Facebook.
that's the way to do it, dude. I'm at like 690 and it's like, what am I even doing with these people?
Well, it's like, either they post something that I'm just like, you're ridiculous, or it's like, you know what? I never talk to you. We
Yeah.
never hang out. I might see you once a year at a dart tournament. There's nothing else that we really have in common. It's
Yeah.
like I don't need to be your friend on Facebook. I don't need to see what's going on. And then when people post like controversial shit, whether it be political or anything like that, I'm like, and the thing is, it doesn't matter what side you're on. If it's like super ignorant, arrogant,
Yeah.
and people are like, well, you just snooze and mute them for 30 days. No, because after 30 days, I'm going to see the same dumb shit.
Yeah. It's like, listen, and to your point, like if you see them at a dart tournament or anywhere else, we're gonna be good. Like
Yeah,
I will chat with you, I will be friendly,
yeah,
like dap you up.
they're not
Like,
going to say anything stupid
yeah.
because we're all there for one thing. But it seems like, when it's they're more personal stuff and they want to blast it all over Facebook, it's like, yeah, I don't care. Well, and of course, there's the option you just don't have to follow them. Well, what's the point of having as a goddamn friend then?
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah,
If you're not gonna
so
see any of their posts, why would you even be friends with them on there?
yeah, in the big mass that I've deleted, not one has tried to refriend me.
Yeah.
So they definitely didn't even either notice that I unfriended them or they just didn't care either. So
Right.
who gives a shit? I just find it funny. You should try to refriend this person.
Oh, dude.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. You know what? Yeah, God, that gives me anxiety thinking about the awkwardness of it. But you're right. I absolutely should. And then I should give an update on the next episode of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but here's what you do. You do it at like a weird time at like 2 a.m. Like you
Oh
wake up
yeah,
to go,
dude.
you do it, you wake up to like take a piss or something like that, and maybe they have like an update, like something that buzzes their phone or something, and they like wake up like, why is this person trying to friend me at 2 something
No,
in the morning?
that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, like if I get drunk tomorrow night and eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to pass out and then I'm going to wake up at like 3 in the
Yep.
morning. That's when I'm going to do it.
Yeah. See, you send a friend request and a quick message, hey, you up? and see what's up. Be like, hey, I noticed that you were mutual friends with some of my friends. Just figured I'd say hi.
Just miss you.
Missed our chats.
Got a lot of stuff to catch up on. It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
Hey, long time no talk. Oh, that's the best one.
That's what
The
I need
hey,
is her giant fucking husband showing up at my door and just
yeah,
beating me to a pulp.
you you should friend the husband.
Oh, come on, dude. Listen, he's a former pro football player, so there's no way he's never gonna friend me.
No, well, don't,
Or maybe he's still a pro football player. I don't know. I'd
well,
have to
do
look.
like an AI generated thing of yourself in like a tasteful nude pose, not showing anything, and send it to him. Be like, this do something for you?
Eh?
Huh?
Oh,
This do a little something?
yeah, I know
This
your wife. What's up?
yeah, this Nerbia? We all good?
Okay, so that's I will send this person a friend request and
Oh, this is
I will see if I get accepted.
this is gonna be like the most awkward shit ever.
Well, you know how much like my feelings are gonna be hurt if she like just ignores it and doesn't add me as a friend.
Oh, puts you in purgatory?
Yeah, I'm gonna be very hurt.
I think I have 9 people in there right now.
It's a good place to let people
Yeah.
live. Yeah,
I,
because
I
now
have a
they can't retry to add you.
yeah.
They
I
just
have a
sit there.
I have a couple people well over a year old in there. I figured, geez, man, you really keep them in purgatory.
That's what Heather does, dude. She's like Heather said she got like 100 people in there. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. Because for some reason, like, um, a lot of people that we know or that like I'm friends with on Facebook have either added Heather or tried to add her, even though they've never met her. Like,
Hmm.
that's weird, right? That's a bit
Yeah.
odd. I
Well,
mean, whatever.
not as bad as my for some reason my ex's mother tried to add me and Ashley on Facebook at the same time.
What?
We both blocked her.
Yeah, that's
It
the
wasn't
appropriate
it
response.
wasn't even purgatory. It was flat out blocked.
Like, nope.
And you know what though? Is speaking of the social media thing, have you ever, I mean, I know I'm blocked by a lot of people because I'm an asshole, but have you ever like seen like a previous post on memories and you just want to see who did like all the likes or whatever?
Yeah.
And you count there's like 9, 10 likes, but only like 8 names pop up because there's
Oh,
one name that is not there and you don't know if you blocked them or they blocked you.
yep.
And you
Yep.
don't dare go back through and try to unblock anybody to see if they pop up because then they might just sense that and be like, "Oh, you've had me blocked for so long. How you been?" Shit, I gotta wait 48 hours to reblock you.
Fuck. Who made that rule?
Oh, this is gonna be a very obnoxious 48 hours.
Vinny Mac has entered the chat room.
Well, I'd chat
Oh,
with him all day.
Jesus Christ.
I hope there's a tell-all something comes out. Like if those texts ain't bad enough, there has to be.
Oh, dude. And apparently there's like they have like uh law enforcement, lawyers, all sorts of people like are hearing from a bunch of other women apparently now that are like, oh shit, I got stories. Like, I think this thing is gonna
What
blow the
shit,
fuck up
dude,
even worse.
it's gonna be god awful.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be for somebody to pretty much have like the end of their hate to say end of their life. I mean, he's up there
Oh, he's
in
gotta be close to
age.
80. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like in the twilight of, his life, all of a sudden all this shit comes out. I mean, I I still don't know what's more shocking. The Vince McMahon thing, and this is a great way how to end the podcast, is the Vince McMahon thing or Stephen Hawking on Epstein Island. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
I mean,
Something
because
was
that one was out of left field, right?
that one, like, of course, everybody had their assumptions, and they pretty much all came to be true about who went there. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing proven that these people did anything
No.
that was, supposedly happening on this island. I mean, I don't want to say supposedly because it's kind of been proven that this shit's been
Yeah.
going on, but
But Stephen Hawking was not on your bingo card.
no,
No.
no,
Vinny Mac, Vinny Mac does not surprise me, right?
no, Vinny Mac. I mean, God, they had to have tarped a room for him.
Dude, you know what my favorite thing is right now? Is like people are going back to like all these old videos, like where he's in the ring and he's trying to get Shawn Michaels to kiss his ass, and he's got his pants down. And he's like, oh, the signs were there all along. Vince, you sick man.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start sending. I like saved some of those reels. I'm gonna start sending them to you because there's some that are just god awful.
Oh,
Like, oh,
I
he was
can't wait.
telling us out loud what he was doing.
I mean, because there's women in the back when he was doing that, just mortified, just seeing those old cheeks,
Mm.
just
Vinny.
seeing those half deflated balloons.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is a good podcast.
On that note, all right. Well, I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah, that's all we got. I'm spent on all the Vinnie Mac talk and everything else, and definitely went through the treasure trove of interesting topics.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to top the list that we had today. But you know what? As always, we thank you for joining along with us. If you like it, please share it. Get the word out there. Share all the stuff that we're posting. Share the link tree. Get people to engage with us. We so much appreciate it. And yeah, we'll try to bring the thunder next week.
Yep, we will definitely do that. Thanks again for listening, guys and gals. I appreciate it. And yeah, talk to you next time.
Peace out. Oh God, where's the record button?
You dumb fuck.
Dude, it's different. Oh, there. It's right in front of me. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the latest episode of the Wishbone Podcast. Please go check us out when you have a chance. Linktree.com/Wishbone Media. Check out all the different things that we've got going on. Like, subscribe, download, share us with your friends and family. We'd love to have you interact with us, buy some swag, anything that you can do to help support us. We greatly appreciate it, as always.